As you may have heard yesterday from my previous post, that I was going in after 2 weeks that I didn't take this soursop. I have an update, and this update is about the lab work, because what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to see if what I have done, my blood count before I started treatment and after and between treatment, and what's going on, where this soursop benefits me. I began to review my blood count and requesting a copy of the result report on April 20th, 2018. That was the week that I started to, that was the second session, because my first was April 13th. And so the result on that 4/20, April 20th, showed the WBC, which is the white blood count, was 6.57, and that was considered normal for a range that between 4.4 and 10.4. The red blood cell, that's the lab work, was 4.91, and it's considered normal because it's between the range of 4.2 5.4. The HGB, the hemoglobin, was 11.1, and it was considered low because it was 12.0 to 16 range. The hematocrit, which is HCT, was 34.1 and considered low because it has 37. The range is 37 to 47. Now the chemistry, the platelets, was 313. The normal was 120 to 140 range. It was normal because the range is 120 to 400. Now on the 27th of April, the red blood count went up 686 from 657, and the red blood cells come down from 491 to 4.484, and the HGB went up 11.2 from 11.1, and the HCT went down from 34.1 to 33.7, and the platelets was 311. And the first time before I started treatment, it was 256 on 328. That's what they have on it. So that means there were changes, between there. But on May 2nd, I didn't have anything. I just see the doctor. It was a week that I was considered. The doctor considered was the resting period, and so no home remedy. So I didn't have a home remedy. I didn't take anything during that period of time because I wanted to see if there are any changes. On the 9th, I didn't take those are the 2 weeks that I didn't take the soursop. Now the result on 509 was 653 for the white blood cell, which is down from 686 from the previous week. And then we have the red blood cell, 463 from 491. The potassium and calcium was low at that week, during that week. The HGB went down from 11.2 to 10.7. The HCT went down from 33.7 to 32.6. The platelets as well went down from 311 to 301. And in that one, in that report, I also get the GFR, which is something that monitor the renal the renal value. They said that for people of my race, the value, which is 77, should be multiplied by 1.210, and the normal range is 60. So anything below 60 is dangerous. So I had it's 77. Now on the 16th, for the potassium and calcium, last week it was low. The last time was low, so I started taking a lot of bananas that week, and so that normalized it. Normalized the potassium, and the calcium went normal as well, and it was on the week of 5/16, which is May 16. Now on May 16, the blood count went down again, 5.99. The RBC, which is the red blood cell, was 471, and the last time it was 463. It went up the week before from 509, and so now it's 471. The HGB went down 10.8 from, in fact, it went up from 10.7. It went up 5.8, 10.8. The HCG went from 32.6 to 33.3. Okay. Now the platelets went down from 301 the week before to 280. So things are going down, but at that part I started taking the soursop. Yesterday, which was May 23rd, the red blood count went up to 609 from 5.99. The red blood count went down from 471 to 431. The HGB, which is the hemoglobin, from 10.8 to 10. So that's what I'm monitoring now to see how I can improve that, so I don't get into blood transfusion. The HCT went down from 33.3 to 30.7. The platelets went down from 280 to 270. And I don't know, I have to discuss this with my doctor, because the GFR that control the renal function went up from 74, which was down from 77, to 155. What caused this increase? This is something that I need to find out. 155 from 74. So far the benefits this week, and the blood count, the white blood cells went up, the GFR went up, and other chemistries that increase and remain normal, like the potassium and calcium, they remain normal. So tomorrow I have an echocardiogram schedule to see the impact of the medication on my heart. And then after that, I'm going to have next week, I'm starting the third cycle until July 5th, after Independence Day weekend. I have my last treatment, and then I will have my ultrasound and my CT scans, to see what's happening there, and to schedule my surgery. So right now, what I'm considering is what I'm considering is that we have the lump. Yesterday, the doctor told me that after doctor's exam, she told me that the lump went down. So that's a good improvement. And that was the the goal or the purpose of this treatment is to shrink the lump to a size that you can operate on. And so I think that by next month, which is June, I will have some more positive news. But in the meantime, I'm paying attention to the lab work and the chemistries to make sure that I don't lose anything, because the dryness, that's what I'm experiencing, a lot of dryness. And nose, and especially right now at this time of year, we still have a lot of pollen in the air that affects my allergies. So this is the time a lot of people are doing their lawn as well. So that's why we're using the lawnmower, and I'm outside. And I'm not supposed to be too much in the sun, but I need that vitamin D. So I'm recording this video on that on my back porch. And so I believe that I will be able to make great improvement between now and June after the surgery, and hopefully that nothing major happened to the heart. As you know, the heart is very important organ in many ways we can imagine. And so as I'm moving from point A to point B, I'm trying to update you, and hopefully that you can follow this procedure with me, and we can move on. As you can see, today is a new day and a new ball game. And as they say, you know, chemo has its own style. If it's not the head wrap, it is ball, the new ball game. It's either a wig, ball, and I think I do this style very nicely, don't you think? Don't you agree?